Overpriced Podcast. Our loyal listeners know that, of course, I am the one, the only, loved by few, hated by many, Ryan Swales. Ryan Swales. And I am joined today with the true talent of our show, no questions asked, Miss Ricky and Ashley. Give it up for the talent, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
Woo!
Stop. She's
And then-
right over. She's right
And then, and then I'm just here to read the paperwork. So with that, to anyone new, obviously, hello and welcome. Today, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to change things up a little bit because we really want to get a message out to our audience as it continues to grow. I certainly know where we are well over 10, 15, maybe 20,000 views right now through Facebook and YouTube and Spotify.
Thank you.
And huge thank you. Huge thank you. Yes, so we have a lot of fun and exciting updates coming your way. Potentially a new studio. So stay tuned as we are excited to kind of get into that here. But with that being said, today we wanted to have an episode with just yours truly, and we wanted to explain something near and dear to our hearts, except one of us. No names, please. Our slogan.
Why does she have to ruin everything?
I just piss on the Cheerios.
The Overpriced Podcast, where we encourage you
To think different.
Yes. So, how do we get here? Is it grammatically incorrect? I don't even know if I said that word right, but
You did. You nailed it.
Right. So, what's the meaning behind it? And this is probably all of this and probably other discussions in today's episode. So, let's get right into it, ladies.
Yes, let's go. All right, getting a little bit into the beginning adventures.
Yes.
We had many a long night here.
Yes.
Kind of like brainstorming, what should we name it? What should our slogan be? Like, there's a lot that goes into it, and naming it in the slogan was probably like the most time consuming
Yes.
part.
Yes.
Like, neon sign, easy, decision in like 5 seconds.
Right.
The brick backdrop, oh, that's cool. Our big
Backdrop.
trees, like, we found, like, okay, we'll throw those in. Easy peasy. But the name and the slogan, I love the slogan because it's just a world that we all live in. Not the slogan, but the name.
Yes. Yes.
So the slogan at first, I think I was just like so tired and just became like Agreeable Greg. And I was like, and then like, but there were so many things we shot through AI.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
hilarious. Like AI generators like help us kind of,
Yes.
build.
Yeah.
Build all this.
Because once we hit the 12th hour, our brains were not working
They
anymore.
were done. They were done. So I think it was Ryan that actually came up with it.
Our go-getter over here, he's like, we're going to get this today. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, he's like,
this
we're not
has
leaving
to be
Let's
accomplished
go.
until we
today.
get this done.
Like,
Yes.
Ryan, my irises are
Like,
bleeding.
burn.
Hey. Oh, how those tides have turned.
Oh, stop. Just stop.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all
It's
all
fun.
good.
It's fun.
good.
We're having fun here.
We're having
Yes.
a great time.
Yes.
They're shitheads.
Woo!
Just can't help my mouth. So Ryan came, he's like, oh my gosh. And I liked it at the beginning because you explained it to me and Ashley loved it. And then it's like as time goes on and like after we say it so much, I'm like, I hate the way that sounds. It feels so grammatically just wrong. Like my brain doesn't think differently. But then like they kind of reel me back home.
Now she wants to be proper.
Right.
I think you But every time Ashley or Ryan re-explains, so I'm like, okay, yes, that makes sense. I'm like,
Yes.
and then the one day, I think it was Ashley that said it, we probably should have an episode to like explain to our audience. We're like, we're not dumb. We
No,
understand.
right. Yes,
There's
absolutely.
just like a meaning
Yes.
behind it. I have one here. They start re-explaining to me like a child.
Well, now I'll start off that discussion.
yeah.
Take it away.
So Ashley and Ryan, because you guys do it way better than I do.
Oh, goodness.
Probably because I just start to like hate it, and I go through this cycle. But please explain.
That's awesome.
Starting with you, probably Ashley, because you haven't got to talk yet.
I love the slogan because this is the whole idea behind it.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
They're ready.
Do you need a pen?
And here it's
So
time for me to start liking it.
The whole reason behind it is that we want you to think different and not think differently.
Correct.
Now, the key behind that is we don't want to take your mindset and be like, you need to change it completely and think differently.
Right.
You need to disregard how you feel and think differently. We want you to think different. We want you to have an open mind to be able to see the other side
Yes.
and think different on the
Right.
other side of the glass. You can still feel your feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
My oldest does it all the time. You can still feel your feelings, but we want you to be open-minded to seeing the other side.
Yes.
What do you have to add to that?
100%. Obviously, it just feels like when you add that ly to the different part, it seems like it's taken on a whole new meaning. And that's kind of what we discussed for quite some time. And so real quick, as an audience, think about this. If we're sitting here and we say, hey, welcome to the Overpriced Podcast, where we encourage you to think differently, right? It is a little more demanding.
Oh,
right?
you're right.
And it's like, whoa,
Oh.
pump the brakes, like that's not the case. And how this ties in so perfect, though, is simply by the title of our podcast, The Overpriced Podcast. Think about that. The Overpriced Podcast. So all the businesses and all the guests and all the wonderful folks we've had on our episode.
Wonderful.
Right?
Yes.
It's one of those things where, especially for businesses, let's focus on the businesses for a moment. Who in the world wants to come on a podcast that's called The Overpriced Podcast? Nobody, as far as if you want to represent your business and make your prices appear to be affordable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, this was an opportunity for us to go, wait a minute. We have a very clever tagline, right, of thinking different. Our title's The Overpriced Podcast. You put those things together, and all we're doing is trying to help folks think different as we move into the future of how much things cost, of the price of things. Because no matter what, from the grocery stores to the vehicles you buy to now the homes you buy, everything appears to be overpriced. And that is not going to change.
Yeah.
So our objective,
It's not
right,
going
is
on.
to help you think different. That's it,
Beautiful, Mr. Smith.
right?
Beautiful.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I like
How do
it
you
again.
feel?
I'm good now. And you got me whenever you were like, how would it sound if it said The Overpriced Podcast, think differently? I'm like,
Right.
ew.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah, it's aggressive and
like
demanding.
that,
And,
telling you,
yeah,
just, okay. So I'm
Yes.
good. I'm back to being okay.
this is a peaceful
Yes.
think difference.
Yes.
Yes.
So it is. I mean, it's a little probably above my head, to think intelligently enough.
Oh, stop
because it's actually there is a little, spin in there.
Well, yeah.
You gotta kind of think about.
Think about
Yeah.
a local business here in town, right? A very wonderful, successful business. Yes, I have one of mine. But here we are. Nice business, right? You need their services, you need their product, and that product, let's say, is roughly $12,000, right? To the average homeowner here in New Philly, you live in a $175,000 home, and pulling $12,000 out of your bank account is probably not the easiest thing in the world, especially not right now. So with that, obviously, the initial thought is, gosh, that's expensive. Gosh, that's overpriced. But is it overpriced? Is it? And that's where, over the span of the next couple of days, weeks, months, and episodes, we want to help encourage you to shift your thought process a little bit and think different.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Oh, you guys are
Yes.
so good at that.
Got to.
Yay.
Yes. Gotta
I
try.
felt so bad because we had Kellyanne on the one day.
Yeah.
She's just so freaking wonderful.
Oh, she was great,
She
yes.
dove in. She's just not afraid to be on camera
No.
and everything. And she's like, and she said that. You remember? She was like, Overpriced Podcast, think differently. And we're like, oh no. And I was like, see, that's why I hate it.
I remember that.
But then
I had an outburst.
She was good.
Yeah.
And she was,
Yes.
that makes sense. You're still learning. It's fine.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Kelly
yeah.
was on board.
Right?
Oh yeah, she was on board.
She did, yes.
was absolutely fantastic.
No doubt there.
All right, now that we've wrapped that up for myself and all of you, I got to explain a little bit about our slogan. We're gonna kind of turn the tides a little bit. Not a whole lot. We're just gonna be talking about our show, but
Yeah.
we want to talk about kind of how we format things. Like obviously the Real Estate Wednesdays, and then we, if you haven't noticed, have talked to a lot of local businesses for the Sunday episodes. So,
Yeah.
Ashley, if you want to talk a little bit about our purpose of talking behind local businesses, and
Yeah. So I
They wanna
think the
come
whole
visit
purpose
us.
of the podcast is to get exposure locally, and then
Yes.
eventually we're going to grow past that local point as well.
Correct.
But the community and where we start is the bones of our podcast, and that's
absolutely.
extremely important.
yeah.
Yes.
And so I think that behind our show and the guests that we encourage to have on, I mean, as we've said before, local businesses,
Yep.
people that are doing big fundraisers for the community, if
Right,
you're doing
right,
big
yes.
things. We want to know about it, and we want to share it
Absolutely.
with everybody else.
Heck yeah.
So I think that's another type of guest that we want to reach too, to come on our show and let's talk about it. Let's
Heck
expose
yeah.
it.
Let's get your business out there, and we just appreciate you building a community for us that we could do this in. So
Yes.
we kind of want to, help you guys out by, even if it's just by reaching 10 people.
Doesn't, yeah, right.
No.
Because word spreads.
Yeah, you never know who that 10th person is, and that could be
Yeah,
the
that could be
person that you
explosive.
need.
That could be
Yeah.
your next customer.
Yeah.
You know, but like ultimately exactly what, Ashley said, it's our objective to help highlight your business, highlight your offerings, your services, to help sponsor you, to help promote you. Obviously, we understand how important it is to have our roots here in Tuscarawas County, and it is imperative that we start this way. And no matter what, we're never going to forget that. So with that, we are very fortunate and thankful for all several hundred followers and nearly 20,000 video views. It has been an absolute pleasure, and the best part is we are just getting started. So,
Guys, do you remember when we just wanted 100 views?
oh, that was
that-
gold. Yeah.
In that
Like,
first video, we got like 600 likes.
Yes,
We're
yes.
going to the top.
yes,
Cool.
yes,
You're all
yes.
nervous.
Oh, we were
my
so
gosh.
nervous. You're like down here sweating.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh, with these two with the coordinating outfits. That first
Oh,
night. And then
yes,
I showed up in
yes.
like one different color. Like, I was just like neutrals, whatever.
Yeah,
And they were like, really? I were like
Yes.
tan and you guys were both in gray.
Now she wears sweatshirts that say Goosebumps. So
Right.
that's fine.
I have more. I
Oh
have
my
more that I
gosh.
need to get.
Stay
But,
tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
should make that a thing. What shirt is Ricky wearing this Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Zoom in to
funny.
find out.
We obviously, I guess I would say this too. We all have our own anxieties and certain things
Yes.
we worry about with the episode and certain things we focus on. And I gotta
It's
say,
funny.
it's good, but it's healthy because it helps obviously from an accountability standpoint. And let me just say this though, for all the businesses out there, you may look at this podcast and you may see your competitor on here. Please make no mistake, there are no favorites on the Overpriced
No.
podcast. And we want you as our next guest.
Yeah, that's good.
We want you to be on the next episode.
We love all of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you see a certain company on here, whether they're in our backyard or 20 miles away, it doesn't matter. We're here to help promote and help small businesses grow and become better. That is our objective. So you want to be on here? We want you on here. Let us know. Reach out. Shoot one of us a phone call, a text message, email us at theoverpricepodcast@gmail.com. Reach out. We'd love to speak with you. We'd love to
Yeah.
have you on.
I'm glad you said that
Right.
because I
That's
don't
a good
ever want
point.
anyone to feel like
Yeah,
they,
no.
just because we had someone they don't really care for on
Correct.
that we don't want to have you on. That's
No,
we
right.
do not. We don't even hear about these
No.
relationships and stuff. So I promise we come in completely unbiased
Correct.
and with open arms, and we never. Everyone always has fun. We've had some really great guests. Like I
have.
can't think of one person that's treated us unfairly or
No,
poorly, and
no.
everyone's
No.
been so great to just sit down with, and people like stay and sip coffee with us afterwards.
Oh, have
and,
chats,
like,
yeah.
It's been really a very friendly, kind environment. So
Can we, real quick, can we please just hit on, and I'll ask you, Ashley, a minute. Can you please inform our audience of people's expectation, and specifically our guests, their expectations as they come to our studio here? Can you please weigh in on that a little bit, please?
You mean the fact that we bring them to a dark basement?
yeah, into the
So-
corner of it.
I will let you know that when you approach us to be on the show or we reach out to you, we will tell you that we record at Howard Hanna at 507 Wabash,
Yes.
which we do.
Yes.
And then you will come in the doors and be greeted very nicely.
Yes.
And then we will casually guide you down the stairs into the
Well,
basement.
as they walk past that beautiful custom woodwork.
Yes. And here we are in the basement.
Yes.
But the upside to that is we had to get started somewhere. And we
Yes,
have grown
yes.
and
We are very thankful.
we
for
have a new studio coming.
Yes,
It's
yes.
coming.
Thanks to you guys. I
And
mean,
it's not
you know,
underground.
It is not underground.
Take us in the basement of that.
Listen, but to be fair though, the other flip side of the audience who had very little expectations of us go, oh, this is more than I expected.
I know,
And,
that's true.
Which is good, obviously we have the technology, we have a lot of things that we utilize. It's simply because we want to bring you a great production. That's
Yes.
important to us. And, you know, with the new setup, with the new studio is going to come a lot new updates with everything we do. So stay tuned. Going to be super exciting.
Ricky always says, like, when the guests come in, be like, do you want a cup of coffee or water or something? And then she'll be like, you know, you can sit wherever you want, but I mean, we understand if you want to sit on the end because you are in a basement and
you need to have a way out.
Just makes them feel that, you know, less. Oh gosh.
I told Phil,
we have senses of humor.
I did tell Bill, he was like, in the basement, huh? I don't like the sounds of this. I said, I promise we're not going to murder you.
All right. Well, I've been on some home inspections. You know,
yeah.
I've seen some things.
I've seen some stuff.
Oh
He's
gosh!
totally
Between him and Marcus, that was just great.
Built for
oh
this.
my gosh!
Yeah,
So before we wrap things up, obviously we're there, but real quick, Ricky, do you mind touching base
oh goodness
and helping acknowledge and celebrate one of our previous guests?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, I
Let's
would.
do
A
it.
huge congratulations and all of our love to Jody Salvo on your primary victory. We are so proud of you, and we are so
Those
proud.
walking shoes paid off.
Yes.
Hey, girl. Yeah, your
Did they
walking
ever.
shoes paid off. Them good old Teddy
Yes.
Bob's feet on the ground and walking around. I mean, she worked hard.
She did. She's earned it.
And she had a great group helping her.
She did.
Oh gosh, you can tell like
Wonderful
how
community support.
great she is because of the team around her. Just really worked hard and
That was
loved
everything.
her. Like believed in her authentically.
Yeah.
Like it
I was
was
so genuinely happy for her.
yeah.
Like,
oh, I know.
just like she deserves it. She deserves it.
Good person.
Yes.
Very good person.
Yes.
So we want to extend our congratulations to you, Jody, and we are so proud that you were on our show to help with your campaign, and hopefully we even reach
We contributed a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes,
hopefully,
yes.
hopefully. So yeah, yep. That's what we.
Awesome. Heck yeah.
That was our last thing, I believe.
Yes.
Before we wrap up here, don't
Take us home,
Oh,
girl.
I'm gonna take you home. I got a deal together yesterday, so I'm feeling kind of cocky. Thank you so much again to our loyal listeners and our followers for tuning in with us again today. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and follow on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. Throw us a like, throw us a heart. We would really, really appreciate it. And don't forget to join us next time on the Overpriced Podcast,
Where we encourage you to think different.
There it is. Bye.
Thank you.